2, 1. Okay, good. Cool. So starting in the lower left corner of the map, it's XO's Gramps, the fan favorite, as the red Protoss.
And his opponent, having won the last game in one decisive engagement, it is the yellow Zerg from Complexity, Fuzzy.
Yeah, some nice little GG's good lucks coming from Gramps. Although, pretty sure deep down in his heart, he doesn't want Zerg to win. Not in the slightest.
But it is nice.
Yeah, Entomb Valley is one of the. Yeah, I mean, Entomb Valley, Metropolis, these bigger maps, they beg for that late game. And if Protoss versus Zerg gets that late game, it really comes down to the Infestor versus Mothership control. And while I am excited for a 40-minute game, I would also like to see what players can do in the early game because, I mean, truthfully, in my opinion, is the mid to early game that really shows your skill level. If you can hold off or win or do whatever, that's fine. Everyone knows how to do the late game. Okay, mass Broodlords, mass Colossus, Mothership go, you know, just a move.
Yeah, and this map, traditionally, people say, like Artosis last night even, watching the GSL, he was saying that Zerg almost always on this map wants to be cross positions. So the fact that they're all on the same side of the map right now might mean that Fuzzy's going to decide to
Oh,
do
and
something
look,
silly.
I don't know if you saw it just now, Gramps delaying the pool a bit. I've never seen anyone do that. Probe just move commanding next to that drone. That was pretty cool.
Very solid. And now the Fuzzy doing the same thing as last game, not even bothering to move towards the natural, just beelining it straight for the third base location, and this probe is going to be confused.
Yeah, I mean, you can adopt that Hyun style of gameplay where you just take those 3 bases every game, no matter what, and it works really well.
Meanwhile, we do have the Nexus first Forge Fast Expand happening. The Overlord is just finally now scouting it out.
You're kidding me. This? Oh my goodness, what a crazy strategy.
Yeah, I just never ever saw it coming. With the pylon on the low ground as his first building as well, that was not a giveaway at all. Queen is also in production. Entombed Valley.
Well, I mean,
I
the cool
gotta
thing
say,
about this that I would have liked to have seen from Fuzzy is we've seen people like Sheth in the past. You get these big maps. Sure, everyone's default is late game, expand, etc. So that's when you change it up. That's when you get that 10 pool, sneak in before the cannon's complete, and just be the most annoying harass you could possibly be. 4 Zerglings in the middle line, no problem.
true. I have seen that tried, and when it does work, it's glorious. But it's a gamble, just like any other. It would have been nice, though. I thought that Gramps would have been watching the last game and have been aware Fuzzy's style of just going straight for the third, but he didn't even look like he was looking for that at all. His timing was pretty nice to prevent that 15 pool, like you said. Now there are Zerglings out for Fuzzy, and he's doing the same thing that he did last game, having a really nice map vision. Can see basically anything his opponent is going to do outside of his own base.
Yeah, and Fuzzy scouting around, looking for that proxy pylon. There's a probe nestled away, but he hasn't put any buildings down. And will Fuzzy see? He does, okay. So Gramps will not be able to sneak anything with this probe, unfortunately.
Yeah, the Zerglings are going to meet up and follow it around. Eventually, probably the probe will be our first death of the game. Maybe. This Zergling
First
decided
blood.
not to go in. Yes. Let's watch it happen.
It's majestic. Suicidal, even.
He is going to see that the second base location was taken, and now, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Reaper's list has one on it. And this is the problem with Forge Fast Expand against 3-base Zerg, is that not a lot happens for the first, 739 minutes of the game.
True enough, but I mean, granted, while not a lot of action is happening, both these players, they're rushing that tech out, they're trying to get their economies up so that they can have that huge collision, that, clash of the titans, as it were, at the end game.
Yeah, actually, Robo Facility coming out before other gateways are laid down, so let's see what he decides to do there. He's, in fact, just upgrading out of his forge. He's got all 4 of his assimilators down, fully saturated, and Fuzzy doesn't know about that. Oh, no, he does. He sees it now. And that really indicates 2-base aggression. I don't think Gramps is planning to take a 3rd base. don't think.
It'd be really hard to do that, especially with this huge investment he's just dumped into the robo facility, a couple more pylons, and as you said, all that gas.
You know?
And meanwhile, back at home, Fuzzy still isn't taking out these rocks, and this is one of those things where if Gramps decides to push from the north, Fuzzy will be cut off. You just put a couple force fields on this ramp, and you're good to go. That third base is dead.
Exactly. It's a really dangerous time, and Stalker's actually coming up to check the third, probably hoping to snipe an Overlord. He's gonna find one. Yay, happy Stalker.
And Gramps adding on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more gateways right now.
Whoa!
Bring up to a grand total of 6. So I mean,
yes, we have the War Prism and the DT Shrine starting at essentially the same moment. Up to this point, we only have 1 Stalker and 2 Sentries in the entire army of Gramps.
This was definitely leaning towards a Stalker Sentry all in, but with the addition of this Dark Shrine, all he needs to do is warp in 1 or 2 extra Dark Templar, but no. Oh, look at this. This is, yep. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to see the Sentries dropped. They're going to force field the ramp forever, and Dark Templar will annihilate everything that Fuzzy has.
It's going to be fun times. Fuzzy's actually bringing his Zerglings back kind of towards the center of the map.
He's chasing the probe around. Completely caught off guard, but the Overlord does spot this Warp Prism.
Yeah.
So right now Fuzzy's got to guess, are there Sentries, are there Zealots? What am I going to be working with here?
He's got to decide whether he wants to defend his main or his expansion right now. And
I think he's going to try and lure them down. No, a couple force fields. You make a wall with this mineral line. Catching those Zerglings. Right. Creating a beautiful net. A kill zone, if you were, but unfortunately, not enough force fields.
Oh, actually, that last force field is really nice.
2 of the Sentries.
Only 2 workers.
And look at this one.
So far.
Or look at the Sentry in the back, like got a hump in the wall because he can't sit on the ground properly. But he is losing a lot to this right now. Warpins are just continually coming in.
There we go. Finally get some workers
Dark
killed.
Templar
That
in the
actually
main.
took a great long while.
I didn't catch that. There are Dark Templar in the main. There's an Overseer there, but the Queen falls immediately. And oh, this is going to be rough for Fuzzy, but Gramps showing why he's a fan favorite right now. Everything was leaning towards an Immortal Sentry all in, but nope. Gramps says, forget it. I got Dark Templar. All the drones. Oh no.
Wow, there goes the expansion. 17 workers killed, 67 workers killed by Gramps.
And the Roaches can't deal with these Dark Templar. There's just too many of them. There's not enough Roaches. Meanwhile, there are still Mortals being produced back at home. Wherever that one was.
The third base is going down. Rocks are still up, actually, for Gramps, but he's now taking the supply lead, being down 20 supply at the start of this attack. And Fuzzy's had to invest in a lot of Roaches, and he's trying to fight off the...
Oh. No, Gramps, don't lag out right now. You have this game in the bag, sir. Well, I gotta say right now, I think it's pretty decisive. Gramps is gonna win this game. We'll have to have an admin chat if he actually lags out about whether this is a regame or a win for Gramps, but... Oh, man.
Gramps has enough saved up for another warp in. Meanwhile, Fuzzy with 1,200 in the bank.
But he lost all of his queens. Every single queen. There's no extra larva. There's no third hatchery. Gramps, no!
I think we lost him.
I mean, normally a regame would be the typical response. We may just do that. But, I mean, this game is so heavily in Gramps' favor.
Yeah, he's gone. 3, 2, 1. No. Supply at 69 to 79. Gramps came into that attack, I think, actually at right around 79 supply. So he's ending out where he started, but he's got that third base established. It's versus
and he's got Immortals at home. Yeah. I mean, granted, it's only a 10 supply difference, but you got to keep in mind, like 50 of Fuzzy's supply are workers right now.
Aeron Gaming has it right. They DDoSed him.
Yeah,
exactly right.
Totally. Complexity.
Like, no!
Complexity was like, darn it, our name can't be tarnished by Gramps.
It'd be fantastic if Gramps really was like a 60-year-old man.
I don't know, Jay, if you can type in thing, just drop him. We'll have a chat real quick about whether this is a regame or a win or how we're going to handle this, but...
Dodo-san saying he is. He's 54. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna believe it.
I'm looking at this right now. So yeah, 50 harvesters for Fuzzy. So I mean, he had 19 supply. Looking at everything right now, before I leave this game. I don't know. He's got so much at home. Well,
Yeah,
chat.
he's so protected. I mean, even if this attack eventually stops working, like he's just gonna take the stance of getting more ahead. I cannot see a way back in for Fuzzy, but it's up to Complexity to admit to that. Otherwise, probably